The national chairman of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Omar Damagon, is insisting that there is no going back on the party's national convention billed for November in Ibadan, Oyo State. Damagon spoke on Tuesday during the inauguration of the 110-member National Convention Organizing Committee in Abuja.
Hmm. I don't think that's even going to be a problem because the two sides, both the Mickey and the other side, are agreeing on the dates. The only problem is that they are adding conditions, terms and conditions apply. So, and if they have sense, they know that election is coming, and this is not a time for anybody to joke with a national convention because we need national officers that will midwife the process of the election. So it's just only natural and common sense that all parties should cooperate.
Well, yesterday I listened to the Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed, and I actually like how he sounded. But this is Nigeria. It's one thing to sound tough. Hey, that any area member will be punished. Will no longer tolerate nonsense from certain quarters. Do you have the balls? Do you have the will to implement the talk or to walk the talk? That has been the problem of most political parties. We have certain persons who, because of the office they occupy, because of how deep their pockets are, they become untouchable. These persons use their deep pockets to plant people in different positions. They become so influential and untouchable. That is what the PDP is suffering from today. Yesterday, the PDP practically reacted to what Yesom Wike and his or members of his camp had said on Monday night. They gave certain conditions, tough conditions, including that the party should not microzone the tickets and offices. They talked about what is happening in Anambra State and Ebonyi, that there is need for the party to hold new congresses in those states. Then the South South Congress that is still controversial. We have Dan Obi that Wike and his camp believe is the South South Zonu chairman of the party. But again, the leadership of the party, the Damagon, they have their own person. And Wike is saying if you do not recognize the products of that convention in Calabar that produced the Dan Obi's faction, there will be no convention in November. So, in one breath, we have officials of the PDP telling us that, hey, all is well, we have resolved our differences. But when you look, when you observe, you know that the dividing line in the PDP is getting wider by the day. It is obvious that the likes of Yesom Wike will not be on the same page with the managers of the PDP. So it is now left for the PDP to either be bold enough to say, hey, FCT minister, we have tolerated so much from you. Thank you for what you did in the past. But because of A, because of B, because of C, you stand suspended. Until that happens, there will be no peace in the PDP. It is obvious that Yesom Wike is doing the job that President Bola Tinubu wants him to do in the PDP. Keep the party busy so they cannot even agree on anything, not to talk about putting up a fight in 2027. That's exactly what is happening to the party, and it is quite a pity. We have a situation where certain individuals appear bigger than the party that produced them. And no thanks to impunity, no thanks to not playing by your rule books. If the PDP had played by its rule books in 2023, I don't think the likes of Yesom Wike would have cause to be behaving the way they are behaving today. But because of that singular mistake the PDP did, the likes of Yesom Wike, they've held on to that mistake and they keep saying it to anyone who cares to listen. That the PDP heard that if they want to scatter the party, we'll scatter it. There's nobody that can suspend me. We've heard all manner of bragging and boasting and what have you. and the PDP has not been bold enough to look erring members in their eyes and punish them accordingly.
It's just unfortunate that nobody can come Wike to order because he has become a principality in the PDP. Everything he does or says shows that he's aware that he's untouchable. Most importantly, he put most of the strategic office holders,
That's right.
sponsored them. And so he feels, what can you do? And that's why we really need a new executive this time. One Wike that I know will still influence the election of some of the executives. He's a hard nut to crack, and they know it. That he's the kind of person that if you push him too hard, he fights dirty. And they're very, very careful because they don't need that kind of fight at this 11th hour. You see the way he boasts? Look at the day the journalists were asking him about the rumor of Obi returning to PDP and getting the presidential ticket. He said, let them dare it! Let them dare it! You can't threaten your party.
One man.
Nobody is above the party. Party is supreme. Who are you? But like I said, most of the people there is puppets, and that's why everything appears to be very hard or easy for him.